Let's see this question, increasing triplet subsequence. So this says that given an integer array nums, return true if there exists a triplet of indices I, j, k such that I is less than j is less than k and nums of I is less than nums of j and is less than nums of k. If no such indices exists, return false. So it means that we have to find three numbers which should be greater than each other. For example, if we see the first example here, the first we have 1, then we have 2, and then we have 3. So 2 is greater than 1 and 3 is greater than 2. So we have a triplet here which is increasing. So we return true here. Now let's say second example. So in this example, there is no number which is greater than the first one. For example, there is no number greater than 5 in this sequence. So similarly, there is nothing greater than 4, not greater than 3 here, not greater than 2 here. So we return false here. So we need three numbers which are greater than each other. First should be small, then second should be greater than the first, and the third number should be greater than the second number. So let's see approach to solve this problem. Let's see this example. Here we have to find triplets, but before finding triplets, let's find two numbers where I is less than j. So let's find two numbers with where first number is smaller and the second number is greater than the first. So we'll first start at the 0th index. We have 7. Now we'll move to the next index. We have 5 here. Here we'll check on this number. We'll check if this 5 is greater than 7. It is not greater, so we'll move forward. Here we'll check if this number is greater than 5. Okay, it is not. And we'll check if this number is greater than 5. We'll not check if this number is greater than 7 because we have found a smaller number than 7, which is 5, and we'll compare our next number with this 5 because this will increase our chances of finding a greater number. So for this, we'll create a variable which will keep track of our smallest number. So first will be on 7. So this smallest number will be 7. And when we'll move to 5, we'll check if 5 is less than or equal to 7. So yes, it is less than 7. So we'll update our variable. So it will be 5. So when we'll move to the next number, we'll check if this number is less than or equal to our smallest number, which is 5. So yes, it is less. So we'll update our smallest number. And we'll move to the next index. We'll check if this number is less than or equal to our smallest number. It is not less than or equal to smallest number, so it means that it is greater. Then it means we have found our answer. It also satisfies our condition I is less than j as we are iterating through the array. So we have found our two numbers. Now let's find our third number, which is as the index k and which is greater than j. So here for finding two numbers, we have kept track of a smallest number. And for finding a third number, we'll keep track of one more number which is greater than smallest number. Let's call it second smallest number. And our third number, let's call it as a third number. So here we have 5. So we'll check if 5 is less than 4, less than or equal to 4. It is not. So we'll move to the second smallest number. Now here we'll update our second smallest number. So here we have found our second smallest number. We'll move to the next number. Here we are seeing 5. So we'll compare 5 with a smallest number. We'll check if 5 is smaller or equal to 4. It is not. So we'll move to the second smallest number. We'll check if 5 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is equal. So what we'll do is we'll update our second smallest number and we'll move to the next number. So here we are seeing 3. So we'll check if 3 is less than or equal to 4. Yes, it is less. So we'll update our smallest number and we'll move to the next. Here we are seeing 7. So we'll check if 7 is less than or equal to 3. It is not. So we'll move to the second smallest number. We'll check if 7 is less than or equal to 5. It is not. It means it is greater, and we'll update our third number. When we reach here, we note that we have found our triplet. But wait, our problem says that the condition I should be less than j and j should be less than k should be satisfied. But here we see that I is not less than j, or I is greater than j. So let's understand this. So we have found our third number here. So when can we find our third number is that when we would have found our second number. So as we have found our second smallest number, we know that its index must be less than our third number because we are iterating through the array. And when can we find our second number is that when we would have found our first number. And we know that the index of the first number must be less than our second number as we are iterating through the array. And from this we know that there must exist an index I which is less than j. So indeed there was an index I which was less than j. So our triplet was 4, 5 and 7. So let's see code based on this approach. Let's create two variables, one for smallest number and another one for second smallest number. And let's iterate through the array. And let's check if the number which we are currently seeing is less than or equal to our first number. If it is less than or equal to our first number, then we'll update our first number. If it is not less than or equal to, it means it is greater, then we'll check if the number which we are currently seeing is less than or equal to our second number. If it is, we'll update our second number. And if it is not, it means it is greater than the second number, and that means it will be our third number. So we do not want to store our third number, so we will return true here, as we want to return a boolean when we find a triplet. And if we do not find any triplet, then we will return false.